And welcome back for episode 4 of the Smoking the Spread NCAA bracket preview. Freddie Freeman is now a Los Angeles Dodger. Um, I love Freddie Freeman, but go fuck yourself if you think I'm ever rooting for the Dodgers. I
Never.
hope. I mean, I hope what
Go
he did
Braves,
with the Braves
baby.
was enough to get him to the to the Hall of Fame, because nothing else he does, I will cheer for until he is out of a Dodgers uniform. And I can tell you right now, that'll probably not be for what? Did he get 6 years?
We haven't seen the contract details yet.
Contract details
But
to be determined. But we'll move on. We'll move on. We're here to make some money tomorrow. Not worry about Dodgers. Freddie Freeman. Um, God bless his soul. God bless his soul. Charlie has to grow up in that shit town.
right, awful.
Shame gas prices are so high.
Yeah, like $7 a
It's such a shame
gallon.
that Chelsea Freeman's going to get to tan all day now. Anyway, different story. We're moving on. Villanova, Delaware. Nope, we already talked about that one. Sorry, boys and gals. Kansas, Texas Southern. Texas Southern's been in the tournament a lot recently, um, but I don't think they stand a chance. Kansas, Bill Self, like I've said multiple times before in other parts of this bracket, they have experience. He's got the perfect haircut. It never falls. It's just always swooped over. Looks perfect all the time. Bill Self, classic basketball man. I think they handle it. Phil, why don't you give us some stats on this one? Is it worth touching, or should we just swoop on through and move Kansas to the next round?
Yeah, it depends on, and thank you, William. It depends on how Kansas and how well you think they're actually going to win. Texas Southern has actually made it 10 times to the NCAA tournament, which is an awesome stat in and of itself. Unfortunately, it's typically rewarded with the next loss once you actually get into the tournament. And I think that's what's going to happen here. Kansas is a buzzsaw. They're athletic, they're long, they're good, they're fantastic in transition. I don't think Texas Southern can slow it down enough to keep it even close once it gets to the second half. The line's at 21 and a half. I would put the money on Kansas to cover that. More importantly, the 144 and a half, I'd probably take the over on that if you're not going to take the points, but definitely move Kansas forward in your bracket on this one.
Okay, you heard it there from Phil. I think I'm moving Kansas forward. Wells, do you have a reason for me not to move Kansas forward, or are you jumping on the bandwagon here with us and moving on to the next one?
I'm jumping on the bandwagon, but I will say this: I think Texas Southern covers though.
Oh, ooh.
Bold prediction right
Oh, there you
there.
go. Hot money.
You,
Yes,
you
sir.
froze me
Hot
in my
money.
tracks there. Texas Southern to cover. You heard it from Wells, the truth true. He does not lie.
Yes,
We'll see what
that's
happens.
right.
We'll see what happens. 10-4 there, coach. Let's move on to the
Ten
next
four
one, if you
boys.
don't mind. We got San Diego State. Not a bad team. Great uniforms there, too. Against Creighton, the Blue Jays, Wells.
I like
Now,
the Blue Jays in this one.
I do like the Blue Jays in this one as well. But let's kick it over to Phil first. What should we be looking out for in this game? And is there anything that would cause me to put money one way or the other?
It's another fantastic 8-9 matchup. And that's all this tournament's going to give us is very fantastic matchups with the parity that's been created this year. This is just yet another example of what it actually is. You got San Diego State, fantastic on defense, only giving up 57, 58 points a game. You got Creighton giving up about 66 points a game, but scoring 69. San Diego State slows it down. They're more of a tempo game. They're going to really make you reel in and be efficient. If Creighton can be efficient on offense, they will win this game. If they can't, and San Diego State comes out playing the defense that we know, then San Diego State's going to take this, and it's not even going to be a question. This is a fantastic game to bet on. Going to be another great one to watch. Right now, we're sitting at San Diego State -2. The over-under, guys, 120 and a half. They only expect this to be a 60 to 59 game. Take what you want, bet what you want. I'm taking the over, and I'm taking the Creighton Jays. Let's move forward.
Wells?
I'm taking the Jays. I'm taking the over, and I'm also going to take the Jays money line. Let's go Jays, baby. Have big faith in these boys.
Big faith in the Blue Jays.
Sir.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Uh, I have watched a few San Diego State games. I do appreciate the color patterns on the jersey. I do think the Blue Jays will move on to the next round. I don't think anybody out there in that conference San Diego State's been running up against is going to match the firepower that the Creighton Blue Jays have. Give me the Blue Jays. I'm going to stay away from any betting on that one. I think it's too close to call. But I do think the Blue Jays are strong enough to pull away with it there at the end. I am bullshitting a little bit, so I'd follow more what those two guys said. But based on the eye test and what I've watched this season, I think the Blue Jays can move on. Now, this is a match I've been looking forward to talking about. The Spiders.
The Spiders,
The Hawkeyes. Now, personally, a lot of people think Iowa uniforms are cool. I hate those shitbirds. Now,
Right?
the
They're
Richmond
hideous.
Spiders, are some Tony Parker looking asses, and they know how to shoot a web.
They can shoot a J as well.
Yeah, that they can.
Toby Maguire approves of Richmond Spiders. Now, Phil, give us a reason why I should not put all of my money on Richmond to beat Iowa.
Depends on where you're going to put your money, Will. 10.5 is the opening line. Iowa getting the points. I don't like. You look at their points per game. You look at their team, and you look at Iowa, and you're like, oh, it's boring. But they win. They win. Yet they're still putting up 83.8, 84 points a game. They're scoring too. I don't think that they cover because I think Richmond can still score more than their actual average is right now with how they're playing right now. So I'm gonna bet on Richmond to cover that 10.5. The over/under is sitting at 150. I'm betting that under. If Richmond's gonna win this game, it's gonna have to be close. If Richmond's gonna cover this game, it's gonna have to be close and it's gonna have to be low scoring. So I'm gonna bet the under. I'll probably bet the cover. If not both those bets, at least one of those. I'm still picking Iowa, but God, it's just not a sexy pick. Go Hawkeyes. But let's go Richmond. Good teams win. Great teams cover.
Good teams win. Great teams cover. I may have jumped the gun on that one. I just don't trust Iowa. I watched a lot of Big Ten basketball. I like Purdue. I like Illinois. Hell, I even like Indiana a little bit, although I do think that a couple of teams may deserve to be there over Indiana in that play-in game, but we won't get into that at this moment.
Right.
And I hate to do it, but I'm still riding Richmond. Wells, do you have a reason why I shouldn't take the Spiders?
No, I'm taking the Spiders main line, boys. I just have a feeling that they're gonna get this W.
I mean, if he keeps pulling out, I mean, Wells, if you keep predicting these, one of them's going to hit, and you're going to look like a genius.
Agreed.
So I like the strategy. Bold strategy, Cotton. But if one of these hits, one, you're a rich man because we're betting money, and two, you look like a genius. And that could be the difference in winning a bracket and losing a bracket. So you heard it here first, folks. The underdog king in Wells True and I are both taking Richmond. I think Phil was on the Iowa train but did not like the pick because he said it just was not sexy. And what looks sexy in black and yellow? I mean, Wiz Khalifa thought it did at one point in time, but is this 2010?
That song went hard back in the day.
Now, this is a matchup that I think a lot of people kind of agree with me with. I think we have an upset alert. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo, fire the horns. I think we have a hungry dog in South Dakota State. They don't really know what it's like to lose. I don't think they've lost in the last 2 months. Phil, you correct me on this because I want to see some stats here, but I am high on this underdog as well. Am I putting two back to back, or are you gonna tell me something that's gonna change my mind?
No, Will, you're 100% correct. Won their last 21 games. Won and beat North Dakota in the Summit Championship. They're 30-4 overall. They're 18-0 in conference. Providence has been good all year. You can't sleep on Providence. They're 25-5, 14-3 in conference. They have done well all year. Problem is here, they're always in close games. And it doesn't matter about the opponent they're playing. It's always a close game. Now they pull out those close games, but when is that narrative going to come to an end? Now for me, I'm pulling that South Dakota State upset over Providence here. This is one of my bigger upsets of the tournament because I actually have South Dakota go Rabbits, go into the Sweet
The
16.
Rabbits.
They shoot better from the field goal percentage, 52.5 to 43.7. They shoot better from the three. They're the best three-point shooting team in the nation, 45%. Friars, 34.3. And look, it doesn't matter what conference you're in, but free throws are free throws, 76% to 72.6%. It's the Rabbits. It's the Rabbits. The line is not that great. It's a 4 versus a 13 seed. Providence is -2. The over-under is 147.5. I'm not going to touch that, but I'm taking the South Dakota State Jackrabbits with the money line, and I'm putting a hefty sum on it because the Rabbits are about to make a run.
Wells, are you going to change our minds? Or are you on this Jackrabbits thread too?
I'm not on the Jackrabbit spread. No way. I'm going Providence, and I'm going to say they're going to win on a buzzer beater, boys. A buzzer beater 3. Let's go.
Buzzer beater.
Wells is here for excitement, and he's not throwing a bunch of underdogs at the wall to see if they stick. He's got a plan here, and he might know what he's talking about. Friars do look good at home this year. Just for some reason, I think they're frauds. I don't know why, but I think they're frauds, and I think the Jackrabbits don't have a losing bone in their body, at least not in this round, and maybe not even in the next round if they have to go up against Richmond. We may have a South Dakota State in the Sweet 16. Phil, I think you've convinced me. I'm going to take South Dakota State to cover the spread, and I'm going to take South Dakota State to move on to the next round.
Jackrabbits by 50.
They won't even score 50 points.
Oh, we got our first little battle here. We'll see. We'll see how this plays
Over
out.
under 80, Wells. What you got? I'll put a gentleman's wager on it. I'll put a beer on it.
Beer on it. What's the bet now?
Over under 80. What you got? 76.5. What you got, Wells? Over under 76.5.
I got under 76, dude.
I'll take the over. I'll put a beer on it.
All right, let's do it.
Mark it. Y'all saw it here.
Saw it here first.
It, boy.
We'll check back in on that later.
Go Rabs.
We don't forget. Go Rabs. Moving on to the next one. A controversial one here. Because LSU has a very good team. Iowa State, they play in a very tough conference. And they came out of the season with 20 wins. Without Will Wade, it's hard for me to believe that those boys can get it together. I'm sure they have an associate head coach, an offensive assistant, people who know how to put a game plan together. But how far can they go into this tournament? I don't know. Wells, you've watched some LSU games this year. You know how annoying it was to watch Will Wade yell on the sideline. Do you think that team, without their aggravated aneurysm looking heart attack of a coach, can make it out of this first round?
No, I don't think so because I just don't think they're going to have it in them because their coach was their team. He paid all the players to show up, so now since he's gone, they're like, I don't want to play. I believe Iowa State's going to get this W, boy.
That's a simple but honest take there, Wells. You're right. A wise man once told me, once you get paid to do something, don't ever fucking do it for free. Oh, Phil, right. Where should I put my money on this game?
Facts only. It's a tough one because there's a lot of dynamics that go into this game, right? You got the Will Wade exit with obvious NCAA scrutiny coming down on LSU. First time in a while. Hotty toddy. I like this game because Iowa State turns the ball over more than they should. That's what's going to get them in trouble in this game. And then you look at the flip side with the Tigers, and LSU turns people over tops in the nation. Just because of the athleticism in this game and the ratio between turnovers, LSU's getting 4 points. They're -4. The over-under is 127.5. I'm not going to touch the points. I'll bet the over in this game. I think LSU wins, and I think it's strictly because of defense and transitional points.
I can agree with that. I think I'm going to take Iowa State to move on to the next round, and I think I'm going to keep my wallet in my back pocket on this one. nothing I feel comfortable betting against. LSU has a fantastic defense. Iowa plays in a tough conference. I don't think anything either one of you guys said is going to convince me to throw money down on something. So I'm going to hope the Cyclones move on to the next round, and I'm going to hope that LSU doesn't hire anyone worth a damn for a while so that Tennessee can stay on top of this conference.
I agree there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Go Vols.
On to the next one. A team that I'm high on, but a lot of people overlook, Wisconsin, going against the toothpaste school. Colgate up there in New York. I don't have a reason to believe Colgate can compete in this game. They kept it close to Tennessee last year to start this tournament run, but they didn't have the strength or the size to compete with a team that size. And Wisconsin's big. Wisconsin can score, and as you can see, Wisconsin don't lose very much. I'm going to take Wisconsin, but I'm still interested to see where I should put my money at. Philip, you want to go ahead and enlighten us on where I should spend some money at?
Yeah, no, of course. Now, Colgate had a tough non-con. They finished 23-11 overall. They dominated the Patriot Conference at 16-2. That being said, it's very hard to pick the upset of Colgate over Wisconsin, even though Colgate can actually score a little bit. They can keep up. They can put up some points. I don't think that the depth and the athleticism is going to be matched here with what Wisconsin's going to be able to put on the floor. That being said, the spread's only at -8 with Wisconsin. I will be betting on Wisconsin minus the 8. I probably will not touch the over at 139.5. Just given Wisconsin, it's just like in football, right? They're just running, gloom and doom and stuff like that. I'm not going to touch the points, but I do think Wisconsin does handle it late. Wisconsin with the points, that's my go.
Wells, any reason not to trust the Badgers?
No, I'm going Wisconsin. I'm going to take the under because I don't have faith in Colgate scoring enough points to hit the over.
Hey, fair assessment there. I don't think any of us have watched very much Colgate basketball this year, and that's probably for a reason. On to the next one. USC at Miami. Now, I think this is going to be a fantastic matchup. 7-10. Neither one of these two teams, I feel, are flashy, but they both score points, and they're both in the tournament. So, Wells, the Trojans or the Hurricanes?
No, I'm going Hurricanes, boys. Just because of the turnover chain. I know that's for football, but I got to go with my boys, the Hurricanes. I also don't have much faith in USC after watching them in the Pac-12 tournament, to be honest.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I thought they were going to win the Pac-12 tournament. They did not.
They should have won.
I think they should have. Phil, I like USC. And I like the spread, but will you enlighten me on maybe some stats or some things I don't know before I place that bet?
Well, hurricane season is June, July through the end of September. It is not that season yet. USC not going to rely a lot on the three. They are going to be a more physical team down low. That's where they can shine. That's where they can win these games. They are a 2-point favorite right now up against Miami. We're in that transition. We're almost at spring. So I'm going to take USC with the points because it's not hurricane season yet. And if you believe in what both of these teams have done during the regular season, given their point averages, both over 70 points a game, you're going to take the over as well at 140.5. This is a great game to bet on. Going to be a great game to watch. Give me USC. Give me the points. Give me the over. And go ahead and make my dinner free. Let's go.
Yep. Wells, I thought hurricane season was over.
It's not over yet.
I thought hurricane season was over. Okay. On to the last one. This one should be an easy one. We should breeze through this because I don't think Jacksonville State stands a chance. By God, not on the Lord's Day. Anyway, and every day is the Lord's Day. When you're talking about Bruce Pearl sweating through his suit in a basketball arena. So, any reason I shouldn't throw my mortgage on Auburn to cover the spread? Phillip.
What is the spread?
1, because I don't think your mortgage would be enough to really matter in this game. But in real talk, before I get started on this one, shout out to Bellarmine for winning that conference in the Atlantic Sun for their first time there, and just given the rules, not being able to actually make it to this 15 line to play Auburn. Congrats, good job. That's such a huge step point for you guys in the tournament. Now, flip side to that, by default, the runner-up in that tournament gets to play Auburn in Jacksonville State. That being said, I don't think they have a leg to stand on. Auburn is going to spread the floor out. They're going to be able to drive, isolate, and shoot the threes with their shooting guard and point guard. The line is at 15.5. I expect them to cover that and probably win by probably about 20 or so points. The over-under is at 139.5. Really depends on if you think Auburn's going to show up for defense or not. If not, Auburn's going to take this bet, take the lines, take the over-under, and they're going to advance to the round of 32.
Wells?
I'm going to go with the Tigers. The Tigers will get the W, and I think that I'm going to go with the under because I don't have much faith in the Jacksonville State since they didn't even win the tournament. They shouldn't even be in the tournament, to be honest. The team that won their tournament, I forgot what Phil said the name was, but they should be in there instead. But I also could make Jacksonville hungry, but they're not going to be able to do it. I have Tigers by 20.
Valid point.
Hey, I like the way we wrap that up there. So we'll go back through this one. Give me your Jedi, the Force Awakens, ultimate fucking bet, Wells, on this part of the bracket. You pick one of these games. What are you throwing your money on? Your Kenobi pick. What is your Kenobi pick?
I'm going to go with Creighton and San Diego State. Creighton whoops them.
Whoops from Blue Jays, huh?
Blue Jays, you can't bet against the Blue Jays, dog.
Phil, what are you hammering?
I think Wells has been working out too much, and so he's fusing words between creatine and Creighton. It's Creighton. They're the
Creighton,
Blue Jays.
whatever it
They
is, the Blue
play some
Jays.
decent ball there, Wells. They play some decent ball there. I digress, though. All of that aside, my money pick is going to be USC. I think that with that over-under, with the -2 points, you can same-game parlay that. If you're not looking to bet a whole lot of money, throw $20 on it. Same-game parlay the over in the points, or in the points overall at 140.5, which they both average above, and then the 2 points to USC or Miami if you think that's going to cover. It's going to be a great game. Either way, you're going to win because you're going to be able to watch a good game, but I think USC covers both. That's easy money.
Hurricanes going to win that game, dude.
It's not hurricane season.
Yep.
They're
Hurricane
still gonna
season
win.
is over.
Not even April. Not even
They're
April.
gonna win.
My,
They're still gonna win.
My big
You have to
boot,
go watch them.
my new boot goofing. Can't lose
Boots
because I'm wearing
goofing?
my new boots. Bet of the Midwest bracket. I like Iowa State. I like Iowa State money line. I think that LSU will be in shambles. LSU's good, but they tend to fall apart at the end of games, and without Will Wade to keep them together, I think Iowa State's a money pick. But this has been Smoke the Spread. This is a little 4-part basketball preview to start off our YouTube channel. They will get better. I hope you like and subscribe. This has been your host, Phil Good Lemons. Will, you got Phillip, Phil the Wonder, and Wells, the truth.
That's good,
True.
baby.
And
That's right.
we'll be back soon. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, y'all.